Don't remember what's in GullyKin here, though. Check that out. I've been kind of liking our 5-man party, though. I don't know why. It seems like it's working pretty well. It's allowing everybody to just be a little more... Oh, nothing down there. A little more powerful. Like I said before, I think the top level is what? 8 or 9? And we're already at 6 now. So, I feel like we're progressing pretty nicely. Of course, our mage, we don't want in the front. Sheesh. The movement speed rules really get you sometimes. Let's just check out one of these houses. Excuse us. Like, how would you really react if 5 heavily armed people just wandered into your house?
This way.
I guess most of us would have, you know, locked the door. Like, it is kind of awkward. Our characters just wander on in.
Yes.
I'm gone.
Nothing for you people to worry about. We're just here to do an inspection. The best is the noble's house. Like in games, when you go into the noble's house and the guards are like, they seem fine. They seem like nice people. Oh, here we go. Here's somebody. Oh, I thought he was going to run over and talk to us. You there, halfling.
Nasty times are coming, I reckon.
Wow, are you going to the Firewine Ruins? You must be brave and stuff. I wanted to go there someday, but Nana wouldn't like it. Here we go. It's just as well. A baby like you wouldn't last a second out from the apron. A baby? I'll show you and Nana. I just got to get a little bit older and off, and I'm off and running. I don't know why. That's hard to read for some reason. I'll go everywhere. You have, and better. You'll see. I'll show you all.
As I thought.
All I know is the Firewine Ruins will be cleared out by the time you get there, buddy. They're all generic. It just says halfling person. So.
I've done had enough of this.
So we'll wander about here. I mean, even wandering into their village. You'd think all the halflings would be like, ah, crap. GullyKin village. Like a group of just... Like, you gotta think, our characters are really more heavily armed than your average person would probably be. Oh, what's this? You there. You in charge around here?
What's this then? More intrepid fools on the road to a beating?
Wow, I suppose you need the healing or some such to repair whatever damage you marched headlong into. Well, the provider provides, and the provider protects. But don't you go messing up her handiwork anytime soon. And stand you away from them barrels of ale. Little man watches over all, and he'll turn you out on your ear if you damage a cork in his spiritual home. Okay. What do you got here? Oh, this is the temple? Ah, okay. Everything I need to... Oh, I have a bunch of stuff I need to identify. Right. Funny, I didn't realize this was the temple. Identify all this and see what we got here. These are probably just longsword +1. That's what I figured. So let's toss one of those to my character. In case we need a... Oh, we already have a longsword +2. Well, never mind then. Who uses +1 weapons? Bah! First scroll of foolishness. Okay, I don't want that. Golden girdle. Ooh, okay, +3 bonus versus slashing weapons. Alright, we'll take that. Give that to my character. Morning Star +1, that can be sold. Racers of AC 7. Slightly better. An Adventurer's Robe. +1 bonus versus crushing weapons versus petrification and polymorph. So do we want a bonus to fire resist? Or a bonus versus crushing and petrification polymorph? I feel like crushing weapons wouldn't be affecting my backliner very often. So it's really the bonus versus petrification or the bonus versus fire. Keep and swap out as needed? I suppose they're not very heavy, right? Yeah, weight's only 3. That's true. Alright, let's put the petrification on and now and keep the other one. That's a good idea, I guess. Yeah, good idea.
Huh?
I love how this is the temple. The temple is just full of ale barrels. And it looks like a wine rack. Dang halflings. Wonder who they're worshipping. The god of parties. Well, boy, howdy. Hey, Captain Napalm, how's it going? How are you doing? The halflings worship Dionysus or something. The god of wine and partying. Shoot, you made me think of, have you ever played, Nice. Have you played, Paper Mario: The Thousand-Year Door before? What is this? GullyKin Village? Oh, it's Temple of Yondala. I don't remember who Yondala is in D&D 2e. I have not, but it's on my list. Oh, it's a pretty good one. Sorry, that's what, well, boy, howdy, made me think of. There's a character that says that every once in a while. It's a really good game, though. My family really enjoys it. We've played it. Like, it's a single-player game, but we tend to play it together. We've probably played it 3 times, I bet, at this point. I'm not sure where you can get that game now. I don't have a Switch. I don't know how they're doing that. I know the Switch has the, I don't know what they call it, the classic games or whatever, where you can, like, buy and download older games. I think you can emulate it. That's probably true. You know what, speaking of, I think I even have an emulated version now that you say that. Like, I own the original version too, but I guess can we not go up there? No, I guess we can't. Okay. Or we can go up there through here. Okay. Oh, no, we can't. Okay. Well, maybe. I don't know how often you do that, Captain Napalm. I don't very often, but the last time I tried to do it, I noticed that, and I was reading about this, that Nintendo had, like, put, I don't know what you call them. They're effectively cease and desist orders on a lot of the emulation sites. Like, a lot of the ROMs for Nintendo games had been taken down. This was probably a few months ago I last checked. But yeah, but it's the internet. Well, yes, I'm just saying it's a lot harder to find it now. I was like, oh, that's annoying. Well, and I find it extra annoying because I own most of the games already. I just wanted to have a copy on the computer too, so if someone was using the TV. Oh gosh, this guy. So we finally meet. Poor little Orin. I assume you're completely clueless as why you must die. I'm sure you've already had problems with an assortment of incompetent bounty hunters. Well, those days are done. Today you will die. I'm sure you'll be about as much trouble as the rest of the rabble we've killed. You're a feisty kill, little one. When you die, know that it was Molcar who killed you. Alright, buddy.
Do you want to tell me a story about
Oh, wait,
trollops
no,
and
you just
porktails?
attack.
Please?
You guys just attack. I need my flare to come up. My mage, ooh, horror. Let's cast horror.
My blade will cut you down to size.
Oh, nice. Horror just got a bunch of them. Awesome. Well, that'll get rid of half of their party. Perfect.
You're a queer fellow.
Yeah, that's usually what I emulate. It's just games I own or have owned in the past. Yeah, well, and then there's some games that are, like, it's just hard to get a hold of a lot of older games. I'm watching others stream and they went into VATS right as you started combat. And I thought the VATS sound came from your game. That'd be an interesting if they used the, like, Fallout system, but in, like, a fantasy game. What did I want to cast here? Wait a second. Oh, I'm clicking. I don't know why. I keep confusing Baconia and Imoen. I don't know why. I don't know. The portraits are not right to my character. I don't know.
Again, you disturb me.
My...
Yeah, GOG's good about that. Yeah, I buy a lot of my games through them.
Fight well, for now you will die.
Oh my gosh, that fear spell is wrecking their party. Aha. They're just running around in circles. This is excellent.
Your worthless lives end here.
It's unfortunate that you can't really get newer games on GOG. Like, you can get some, but a lot of times you can't get them. Ah, man, we wrecked shop on that party. They were just running around like chickens with their heads cut off. Ah. It's too bad they can't get old, like, video games. You know what I mean? Like old, you know, N64 games and stuff.
If you wish.
Those are always the hard ones, I feel like, trying to find the emulated games most of the time. Because it's not like I can, you know, run out and buy myself a Super Nintendo. I might be able to find one, but you know what I mean. Like, it's not that easy anymore. Try this website? Alright. How do I... Wait a second. You know what? I better save. So we don't crash the game or anything. I'll just open this up. Just save it real quick like. Oh, it's like abandonware and stuff. Got it, got it. Nice. I don't know if I've been to that specific site. Did I loot everybody? I wasn't watching, not paying attention. Yeah, I did. It'd be good if I could figure out how to... I don't need color spray, I know that. If I could figure out how to burn the ROMs myself, would be nice. But I don't know how to do it. Especially for ones that aren't on discs. Like, I've got a bunch of N64 games I'd love to make a ROM of, but I'm not sure how. Dang it, I know, like this. I know this is a longsword +1. I've tried looking before, but I don't think... I think last time I looked, like, for non-CD games, I didn't understand how to do it, or I didn't have the tools to do it. You know what I mean? Because the... You know, the old cartridges don't just plug into your computer. You can't just slap the CD in. or the DVD or whatever it is. It's like some games, like I was playing, what was I playing? Oh, Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time with my daughter some. On the computer, which was nice. I think that's when I came to the realization that Nintendo was taking stuff down because I was trying to just download it off the site again instead of having to go get my copy that I've got like on a USB drive or something. And when I went to download it, I couldn't, so I had to go get my USB drive. Where I already had a copy. You're blocked, warg scum. That's how I learn everything nowadays. What's the creative director you want to know if I know how to carpet a flight of stairs? Give me 15 minutes.
Fight well.
Yeah, I mean, YouTube's useful for a lot of things. I have trouble sometimes with some things because there's too many things on YouTube. Like, sometimes I find, you know, a bunch of different opinions on how to do something, and then I'm like, which one do I try here? Because a lot of times I'm looking up stuff like electrical or plumbing or something that I'm like, if I screw this up, I may have a big problem.
As I thought.
Thankfully, I tend to be a double checker when I do stuff. So I try to make, you know, I try to test out this person's theory before I go all the way through with it. Is there a way to get up here? It feels weird that they made this whole area of GullyKin, but there didn't appear to be a way to, like, nobody was talking to me or anything. I wonder if I'm missing something. This whole area seems empty. Okay, wait a second. Can I not get down here? There we go. Well, and the problem a lot of times for us, too, is that our house is very old. Like, we were trying to replace a plumbing piece, and we went to a plumbing supply store, and the people there were like, because the house is 70 years old, like, the piece that we needed to replace just doesn't, it's not standard anymore. It probably hasn't been standard for 40 years, I bet. And so, and you know, I bet you a lot of the people in there aren't much older than me, so they don't know what's, unless they got trained or something, they don't know what's standard 40 years ago either. Even though I've got the water turned off, I brought the part in, I'm like, I need this part. They're like, I'm like, well, that ain't good. And then they go ask somebody else, and they're like, oh yeah, we don't have that part. I'm like, no, that's not what I want to hear. Let's try exploring over this way, I guess. We've had that a lot lately, though. Like, I don't know if it's like what you're saying, Captain Napalm, where everyone's so reliant on YouTube. Like, I go into places and people don't know what we're talking about. Like, I've gone to the hardware store for quite a few things, and people just give us this look like, what? And it's like normal stuff. And like all the employees don't know what we're talking about. My wife went in for some row cover, and we went to 2 hardware stores, and they're like, row cover? Never heard of it. I'm like, okay, we describe it, and they're like, nope, still don't know what you're talking about. I'm like, okay. And there was something else the other day we were trying to find. It was something like basic, but people were like, what are you talking about? Just, they have this look of just like, you can like see their brains trying to process, like I told them some Martian invention. I'm like, well, crud. Like for farming or gardening, yeah. Yeah, like we're using it for gardening, but...
My
Mine is
blade
the
will cut
best
you
of
down to
death.
size.
It's more just interesting, like...
Lives end here.
Smaller ones, yeah. Like, oh, what was it? Oh. So the gas can, I've got a gas can, you know, just one of those thick plastic ones. And the cap that goes on the top had cracked. Like, it probably just got old. It's really old. It cracked and broke. And so it's a cap, and it's also got like a funnel you can put in it, like, you know, to pour it out. And so I was like, well, I'm sure I could buy something that's just the funnel part and the cap, because the gas can itself is still in great condition. Nope. People like at the hardware stores are like, I don't think anybody makes that. I'm like, nobody makes a replaceable part? What? We ended up having to buy it online. I'm like, how do you guys not sell? Like, and we're not talking about little ones like this. We went to Home Depot and True Value, and people are just like, I don't think they sell that anywhere. I'm like, are you joking me? What do you mean they don't sell it anywhere? And it wasn't like we asked one employee. Just, I don't know. Like, it starts to scare me, like, because I'm like, society can't be this bad off.
Guts would always tell me a story.
Where nobody, like, I don't know, knows anything. Oh, hey, a magic sling. We'll take that. But, I don't know. Maybe it's a side effect of people. You take that. Of people, like, having somebody else, like, help them with everything, you know what I mean? Like, if you need, like my dad's totally like this. He's like, well, if you need something done, just call, you know, the plumber. Or the electrician, or whoever to get it done. And I'm like, Dad, I totally can't afford that. But, like, maybe that's the mindset of people nowadays. And so there's no... like, actual training going on and stuff. Because, I mean, I kind of, like, I've learned a lot as an adult. Or I wouldn't know very much either, I suppose.
If you wish.
Like, it's crazy to me when you see anything about, like, you know, people that are like, I can't change my tire or change the battery in my car and stuff. But it's like, I guess I realized at some point that, you know, there was a point I didn't know how to do it either, because nobody taught me a lot of this stuff. Like, I didn't learn things like how to change my battery until I was, like, effectively an adult. I was probably like 18 or 19, I bet. Like, it's crazy to think about, like, this knowledge is, like, just not passed on. I have no idea why we want to be in GullyKin Village. There appears to be no one here I want to talk with. I opened all the doors. We even went into the temple. Maybe there was somebody else in the temple to talk with? Let's go back and check. Yeah, where my first instinct is to fix it myself. Well, it's somewhat, that's the thing too, like, a lot of times you gotta fix it yourself, because, like, I don't know, who's got the money to pay somebody? Like, I don't know, not me. Like, I'm sure we could have paid somebody to fix the chicken coop, or to fix my plumbing problem, or whatever it is, but, I can't afford it. Wait a second, wasn't there two guys in here with this guy last time?
Yep. This way.
Yep. Oh yeah, right here. Wait, you there.
I wish I had my old tobacco pipe.
They all keep talking about the ruins. Wait, what? You may think you don't need my help, but I'll wager a sour egg to a 12-pound goose that there be something off-kilter in your head. Most of you wanderers are but a quarter moon away from lunacy at the best of times. Wow. Just because I told him I didn't want to buy anything from him. And things break so often, can't pay someone else every time. Oh, you're telling me. Have you guys seen any of that stuff in the news? Like, it doesn't seem like it's here in the US, but it seems like I know Europe was starting to talk about trying to put some laws out that are supposed to try to help with that. How companies are intentionally, like, effectively, like, putting an age on stuff. If you know what I mean by that, where, like, it's going to break after a certain amount of time, or it's poorly made, so it will break, so you'll have to buy another one. What was it called? Planned obsolescence or whatever? And I noticed that because most of the old stuff I have is still in fairly good condition. I feel like most new stuff I buy, it just doesn't last as long anymore. Like, it breaks and you gotta go buy something new, and I'm like, what is this crap? Like, and I don't see how we could possibly get worse at making things. Which probably means they are doing crap like that where they're making it be defective because they realize they can make more money. Which, I don't even know what to say about that.
Yes.
Like the fact that, do you guys know, maybe there's some, you're an electrician even, maybe there's some reason, why do they make phones, like the backs and stuff, out of glass? Like, what the heck is the reason? Like, luckily I don't go out and buy a new iPhone, but like, we know people that do, and then it's glass, and their $1,000 phone breaks, and I'm just like, like, my stress level's going up, because I'm like, who puts glass on something you know you're gonna drop at some point? It's just fancier. There's no, like... I thought maybe there was something. Ugh. That's just terrible. Like, why would you sell a $1,000 phone and then make it fragile? Well, I mean, I know why the company does it, but, like, I don't know. It's just, ugh. It just annoys me. Like, I can't believe companies take advantage of people. And then people run out to buy the phones still. Oh. I want to be able to drop my phone off a building. Hey, at my last job, I drove one of the big, like UPS size trucks. The big box trucks. And we got new handheld computers. They're big bricks. And the guy who came in to train us on them was like, you could drop this on the ground and then run it over with your truck and it will still work. And I'm just like, but my cell phone, like, I realize it's not a big brick. My cell phone gets dropped, 3 feet off this table over here. And it's like, the whole screen's cracked. It's like, dang nabbit, come on. Like, the technology's there and they're doing it intentionally. That's the frustrating part. Ho there, I am Benton, most devout follower of the great broken Ilmatar. I wonder if any of you follow the path of the crying god. Our character is such a jerk. Why would we have any reason to pray to such, or to follow to such a boring and pointless god? I will forgive your rudeness, for the lot of you must simply be misled. I wish to explain to you the wonders of Ilmatar, so listen closely. Oh gosh, we're gonna get a speech. Sermon, go. That's like the GameCube. Did you ever see the video of it getting dropped out of a plane? I have not. You should show me that if you have it, if you know where it is. I've never seen that. Does it survive? What? I mean, I guess I still have my GameCube. It's in a box because we own a Wii and the Wii is backwards compatible, so we can just play the GameCube things on it. What did you break? Hey, wait a second, Muzzy Mike. I didn't break anything. We're just lamenting the fact that things nowadays are easily breakable. Like, your cell phone's made of glass, so if you drop it out of your hand, it smashes to bits and cracks. Oh, okay. Now, as you've probably heard, Ilmatar is the god of suffering. Most people immediately perceive this as the suffering one must endure themselves. But trust me, the stories you have heard are most likely wild and unrealistic. Suffering in the service Ilmatar does eventually come. But lo, it is the most joyful of sensations and opens your eyes to wisdom. Once you have suffered in the service of Ilmatar, I don't know how to say that guy's name, you will have your eyes open to the evils of the world. Evils such as avarice, greed, lust, perversity, I can't even speak, and most especially magic. By magic, I mean not the holy power granted by Ilmatar, but rather the wicked powers wielded by sorceresses. Oh, hey, that's funny. Did you guys get to see that too? A pop-up that shows the community challenge is at 25%? That's funny. Oh my gosh, this guy's giving us a sermon. Excuse us, but some of us are sorcerers. That's what I expect Edwin to say. Some of you are sorcerers. By all that's good and holy, you must stop your evil ways. Magic only leads to pain and misery. It is a wicked art, I tell you, a wicked art. Though I find it painful to stand in the presence of such vile necromancers, I will continue my sermon. How did we get roped into a sermon? Who is this guy? Who just stands out in the middle of the wilderness, waiting for some people to wander by so they can throw a sermon at them? Have you ever thought of, I don't know, going to a church, Benton? All you have to do to become a faithful of Ilmatar is to cast off your worldly possessions. You will wander the world and suffer in the place of others. You will spread the word as I have spread it to you. Well, what do you think? Will you cast off your possessions and become a faithful? No. Wow. Certainly, we'll get rid of everything we own right now. Sorry, old man, but we have better things to do. You are foolish in your decision. Your mind's obviously clouded by the numerous vices all of you must engage in. I pity the whole lot of you. Goodbye! What the heck? That guy's like office rocker. What in the world?